Less is more. That is a saying, that is a quote I frequently hear. I think you know that. Less is more. And by the way, I'm so sorry I won't make it to today's Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube live. I'm so sorry. I will set up a new date for it in the near future. By the way, in the morning, the most important thing is to get some heavy oil into my veins. I do that with that machine. That is, I think, the most important item in my whole life, my coffee machine. And if in the future I can afford it, I think that is a thing that I will take with me on my speaking tours. Now, look at me, look at how that oil comes down here. Look at it. Oh, now it pours down only some drops. It's only a little bit, actually not much more than the thickness of my little finger, but it is very intense. That is the same in life, you know. Sometimes we have the misconception, the more water I pour over the good beans, the better it gets. And anyone who enjoys a strong and intense and short coffee like me knows that the more water you pour over it, the worse it tastes. It is the same when we say something in our life, maybe to our children. Now, during the shutdown, you said to them, do your homework, or clean your room, or empty the dishwasher, or whatever. And normally they don't do it when we say it the first time. Then we have to say it again, and again, and again, and again. And the thing is, the children heard it already the first time. And we think the more often we say it, the more intense our message gets. But that is completely wrong. It is only nerve-wracking. It annoys all the people around us. It's the same in a relationship, you know, when you say to your partner, oh, don't do this or don't do that. And he goes to his friends and says, oh, my wife, for 10 years now, she's saying, I shouldn't do this, I shouldn't that. And he still does it after 10 years. He's just annoyed by your words. And the same the other way around. When you say to your wife, oh, always your shoes are lying around in our apartment, and you say it every day and every week and for years, and it goes in here and out there, and your wife doesn't listen to it. You know, the only result is that you annoy her with your words, because she listened to your words. She got the message, but from your body language she read, this message isn't to be taken serious. And now we think the more water we pour over our words, to get that metaphor, the more water we pour over our beans, the better it gets. The more often we say the same message, the better it gets. But that is completely wrong. The secret is less is more. That means less is more only with an amendment, and that is only if the essence of not what you are saying, but how you say it is strong enough. Don't get me wrong, but this saying less is more is not always correct. It is, you know, if you have cheap coffee beans, if you have bad water, if the pressure of the machine isn't good enough, and you think it is only the less is more, and you only put that little bit of water over the beans, the coffee is ugly. The coffee doesn't taste good. And so it only works if the essence of how you say your words is good. And we have to accompany our words with the right signals, so that the person who receives the words, the information, knows, oh, this is to be taken serious. And if you want to be competent and you overdo it, you won't appear competent, but you will appear arrogant and or humorous, you know. If you want to appear humorous, it's sometimes just this little twink of the eye, this little raising of one eyebrow, and everyone knows this is meant as a joke. And by the way, with the eyebrows, when you sit in a meeting and you have talked to a colleague during a break, and as the meeting starts again, the person who does a presentation says the same thing and supports the words that you just said during the break with your colleague, you look into his or her eyes and you just do this, and she or he does back to you the same facial expression, and you have immediately a very strong bond. You immediately know what happens, and your relationship just got immensely stronger. And it won't get any better if you raise your eyebrows for half a minute. That won't make any difference. On the contrary, it weakens the essence of that little gesture. Now, the secret in communication is to know what is it that makes you appear competent, humorous, likable, whatever you want. And what I do with people is I give them the essence that is important when you want to come across the way you want to come across. And I think more doesn't make it better, but only if you did it the first time with the right essence.